Commanders morning, Nhlanhla Lux, Soweto Parliament. I've got a proposal in regards to crime in our communities, and at the top priority on the list is drug dealing and drugs in our communities. Maybe talking about drugs, let me first say that I welcome the new premier that they gave David Makhura effort of saying that government will start taking in nyope addicts, drug addicts to a farm. Government will fit the bill, and they'll make sure that there's a massive national rehabilitation program for nyope addicts, for drug addicts, and after the rehabilitation program, they'll be brought the former addicts will be brought back into our communities, and those who want to go to school with interest, they'll be taken to schools, and the government will fit that bill. Look, that is amazing. I will support anyone and anything that is in line with fighting the amount of drug dealing and eradicating drugs and drug dealing in our communities. Even though I think that this effort from that David Makhura, the premier, is not entirely addressing the root cause of the problem, because when you take thousands, hundred thousands, or even millions of drug addicts to a farm, we're still leaving those who are not addicts. We're leaving them in the communities that are drug infested, that might just capture the lives and futures of more young people. So it's going to be a cycle. When these ones come back, the new ones will have to be taken for rehabilitation, because a community with drugs will produce drug addicts 100%. So my proposal is that we actually need to start grabbing the bull by its horns. We need to show courage. We need leadership with serious balls. Now, I'm not suggesting that anyone doesn't have balls right now, but I think that bigger balls are needed in our community and in our country. I mean, and I'm not saying that in any belittling way or disrespectful way. I'm just saying it as it is. My proposal would be that we take all the drug dealers, we make them volunteer to join a conference of some sort. We offer them immunity. So in other words, they don't get arrested. We're going to give them an opportunity to still run the blocks, but run the blocks to save lives, not run the blocks and kill each other and continue drug killing so that they can take over the territory or the block and sell drugs. So we're saying that as the people, as government, we find a way to find money and invest in making our communities drug free, and saying that hire the same drug dealers to make sure that there's no drugs on our streets. In that way, we're legitimizing them, and we're giving them a valuable role to play in our communities. When we sit with them, we also help them improve, because money is a drug. They're used to a lot of money. We pay them to protect the block, one. Number two, we also give them economic opportunity. We give them contracts, guarantee them contracts of for them to play a legal role in the legal economy, in the township economy, and say that maybe they can cut grass on the highways and even graduate to bigger contracts. And the bigger drug dealers in the provinces, we give them provincial contracts to service the provincial government and the provincial economy. And the bigger drug dealers, the big boys now, the mafia, the real mafias of drug dealing, we give them national contracts for a period of 5 years. And a lot of people might say, yeah, why you want to give drug dealers money? But we're saving millions of kids. We're saving young people's futures that could be presidents, and literally truly liberate South Africa, liberate the communities, liberate even the continent and the whole world. So my contribution is that. And I know some drug dealers might not easily come out and say, yes, I'm a drug dealer. So let's call this group of people ex-drug dealers, who are also made up of people that have enough balls to say that I'm not scared of drug dealers. I'm willing, because I'm willing and able. I've got enough firepower. I've got enough buying power to compete with them and make sure that I apply for this position that makes sure that there's no drugs in our communities. And I'm sure that some of the drug dealers can come in camouflaging as people who are not scared. So we give them the opportunity to say that, listen, forget the embarrassment. You just come, and we'll label you as an ex-drug dealer / person that is not scared. And we make sure we sweep the streets, we clean the streets. I can guarantee you right now that tomorrow the sun will rise with us cleaning the streets, with drugs vanishing from our streets. Drugs will never completely vanish. There'll be new players. But if government participates in making sure that people don't opt to be drug dealers, they actually opt to be people that are patriotic and that put their country first, and that makes sure that they also play a valuable role in ensuring that the future of our own children are protected in South Africa, in our communities, etc. This is my humble proposal. And if the president of the country, Ntate Cyril Ramaphosa, and the government of today is willing and intentional, I think that this conference must be led. People might think it's a crazy idea, but I can say with confidence that only crazy ideas were able to change the world. You can't have a mediocre idea, a lukewarm idea, and think it will have serious impact. So I'm therefore saying that let's all work together in making sure that we can address this situation without blood being spilt, because the one way is to actually confront all drug dealers and start a big war and just kill each other. It's okay, but that will invite other crimes, that will invite other criminal elements to creep into a movement of that nature, and we'll never see where we are going. Now, the long and short of it is, if you are a drug dealer, I'm actually taking the action now. If you are a drug dealer, make contact with me, mobilize other drug dealers, and let's take the blocks and we put the government in a corner where they have no option but to work with the drug dealers that want to be ex-drug dealers. And if you believe that you're a powerhouse, you've got kids, and you want a better future, because your life is not guaranteed. You don't know when you're going to die in this world and leave your kids to a world like this. Let's come together. Inbox me. Let's start the process. If government is intentional, it'll move with us, and if it's slow and reactive, it'll just catch us in motion. But I say, for the future of this country, for the future of our communities, for the future of our children, we, the people of today, need to take a real decision with big risks involved to make sure that we guarantee a proper future for our kids and for South Africa at large. So, drug dealers, contact me. I can sit with you any given day. Not scared a single bit. I know that drug dealers are actually scared. They don't move easy around our blocks, around the communities, around the country. So this is an opportunity for you to change the course of your own lives as drug dealers, to legitimize your business so that it's actually your kids can inherit it. It's not easy to inherit a drug dealing business. So when you die, someone else takes over. You all know how it works. So I'm not going to teach you in this video. So I'm saying that let's do the right thing, because the real enemy is poverty, and the real reason why you started drug dealing is because of poverty. You also wanted to make means and have a better life, but we know that there's more to life than killing others for your own personal selfish gain. So let's do the right thing, and if this lands in the right ears in government, let's also do the right thing. Let's start this conversation. Closed door, public, no problem. I can do it anyhow, because I'm tired of collecting dead bodies on the road. I'm tired of collecting mothers that were killed by their drug addict sons because they wanted money. Mom said no, Gogo said no, and Gogo was raped. And I'm tired of all these things that are just a vicious circle and cycle, and that never ever gets to a full stop. It's always a comma, move on. So I'm saying that the time is now. Today is the 11th of October, 2022, and we should not waste the opportunity. Let's all seize the moment and make sure that we get the ball rolling. Drug dealers, contact me. Government, contact me. We're going to do this thing. We're going to do it today. I know most of the politicians are tied by these international things, agreements and continental agreements, etc., and SADC agreements, but the future of our kids relies on us. It doesn't rely on anyone's agreement that was signed in 1900 or Tokoloki. So, but all a message or le chance or savings. Let's do the right thing. Nhlanhla Lux, Soweto Parliament, Commanders Monday.